Hi, good afternoon everyone, and thank you so much for being here. So my name is Rishabh Gandhi. I'm a senior director with EB5 Affiliate Network. We are fund managers and regional center operators based out of the US. I'm presently based in India and manage the India operations for them. This is a little bit about ourselves. So we were founded in the year 2013. We 100% own and operate 10 regional centers that allows us to do projects over 20 states. In total, we've done over 30 plus funds, and we've got 100% track record in terms of all our clients have got their green cards, and all our projects have been successful. This is a screenshot of where our regional centers are, and this allows us, like I said, to work across 20 states of the US. So we are licensed by the USCIS to raise funds and do projects in these many states. This is a snapshot of where our clients come from. So we have clients from over 60 countries who found value repeatedly in filing their EB5 petitions with us. This is a portfolio of where our projects are. On the right hand side, you can see these projects are the direct projects that we did at $500,000. And on the other side, you will see the regional centers. Currently, we are on the 15th regional center fund. And in total, we've done over 2,600 clients. These are the founders of the fund. You'll see Sam and Mike, they're both based in the US. They come from a Yale and a Boston Consulting Group background, and they're both folks 30 under 30. The Asian operations are managed by Samir, who's on the right hand side of the screen, and that's me. Samir comes from a banking background. He's got over 30 years of banking experience, and he's worked with Standard Chartered, ICICI Kotak. I come from a real estate background. Before this, I was heading Cushman and Wakefield for their Western part, and handling real estate private wealth clients for them. So coming to the topic of why the rural EB5 has been an increase in demand. So what happened is post the 15th of March 2022 with the new EB5 10 Reform and Integrity Act, they carved out another like a subcategory under the TEA called the rural. So anybody who's investing in a rural project, they've got really two advantages. One is they have a visa set aside. So 20% of the total visas, which is around 10,000 visas per year per EB5, the total EB5 quota that they have, 20% of this will be reserved for the rural category. And to increase momentum or to stimulate the rural economy, they came out with a faster processing advantage for anybody who's filing in rural projects. So we have projects on the rural side. We also have projects on the regular TEA, but rural is what we are seeing is picking up in India. People want to get their green cards faster, and they also like the visa set asides. The below 3 points are the new changes. So anybody who's filing in the US from an H1B, F1, L1, any of these categories of visas, they are allowed to adjust their status immediately. What this technically means is you don't need to wait for 18 to 24 months for your green card to come. You can immediately file your adjustment of status as soon as you file your EB5 petition. That will allow you to get an EA, employment authorization document. It's like a synthetic green card. It gives you the exact same benefits. It's just that it's like a learner's license before you get your final driving license. Our clients did file the EADs in April 2022. As of now, we are seeing that EADs are coming in around 5 to 6 months. Earlier, we were expecting that to take around 12 months, but it's considerably lower than what we thought of. So coming to the project, what project do we have in the rural category? So we have this project called as the Wohali. It's in Utah. So Wohali is a 5,000 acre land. It is completely owned by the developer, and what they are doing is they are doing around 1,600 acres of development. The balance 3,000 acres will be left as an open area for this community, and in these 1,600 acres, we only have 428 residences that will be constructed. So a lot of open areas. One is a very popular tourist destination, so you will see a lot of activities that the developer is coming up for this particular community. As of August 2022, the phase 1 is almost sold out. We only have 6 slots remaining out of 125. $30 million has already been spent on the construction. Wali also has an 18-course golf course. 18-hole golf course, and it's not as good as the designer has done over 15 golf courses, in his lifetime. He's a very famous designer called David Boynton, who's designing this course known as the Eagle course. These are some pictures that we took in August of 2022 when we were on the slide. This is the clubhouse that is coming up right now. This is how the 5,000 acres looks. If you know, it's a very nice and spread out development. On an average, each house is around 3 acres. So there's a lot of open area to every house. And apart from that, like I mentioned, we've got around 3,200 acres of open space that will be used for hiking and doing a lot of other activities. This is a screenshot of the entire 5,000 acres of how it looks right now. As you see, it's beautiful. It's got natural scenic views and mountains all around. This is the master plan of the project. If you see, you've got around 300 townhouses and then you've got 125 blocks. This has already been approved by the city council, and that's why the construction has already begun. In fact, 300 jobs have already been created by this project. This is a rendering of how the village will look like once it's completely done. So these are called as the townhouses, which are the 300 residences that the developer is coming up with. This is how the interiors will look like. So Wali is a very sustainable development. They've allotted another 5 acres to purely come up with solar farm. So the entire electricity that the village requires will be generated by themselves. This is the Eagle course, the 18-hole golf course that we spoke about. It's already constructed, and we're now moving towards the construction of the townhouses. This is a golf practice cabin, so if anybody has interest in learning golf, they can actually come up. It's got an academy, trains you right from the beginner level and it takes you up to the intermediate level as well. So Wohani is very well located. If you see, it's like just 20 minutes from the north of Park City, Utah. And Wohani is surrounded by a lot of very famous resorts. It's a very prominent ski destination, and it's home to a lot of very well-known resorts as well. It's a 20-minute drive from all of these resorts that you see on this slide. Yeah, thank you. So coming to the capital stack, like I said, the entire 5,000 acres was owned by the Boynton family, who are the developers themselves. They own this land for over 60 years now. They used to do cattle farming over here. So David Boynton, who's the very famous golf course designer, he actually had this vision that he wanted to build a golf course on the land that he grew up on. So now he's designing this entire parcel. That's why you'll see there's a lot of developer equity. So it's a cash-rich family, and they don't have a lot of debt. Most of the project really depends on equity from the developer. EB5 is hardly 18.5% of the entire capital stack. There is no EB5 rate, so even if the developer doesn't get a single dollar as EB5, he's got the funds to finish the project. Apart from the developer, we are looking at 2 financing options. So we've got a builder's $50 million credit from Builders Capital. This will just be used in case if there are any delays from revenue from sales. And we also have a bridge finance letter from another company that the developer owns. So in case if there is a shortfall in the project, the bridge financing will be used. But it's a fully financed project. It's not depending on EB5. EB5 is a good to have. So the developer has given these 4 guarantees. So what he's done is he's given a job creation guarantee. So by September of 2023, all the money that is required to be spent on this project will be spent, and all the necessary jobs will be created. So the day when you're entering the project, it takes away your reputation risk because all the requisite permanent and jobs are created for you. We also have an I-526E refund guarantee, which says that in case if your petition is denied because of the project, you're not stuck in the project for a 5-year period. Within 90 days, you get your money back immediately. This is there in writing in all our agreements. We've never had to use it because all our projects are USCIS qualified, but it just gives you peace of mind to have that kind of assurance from the digital center. What we did is, this is a pure debt project. So against the, money that we are raising, $79.5 million as EB5, we have a mortgage on the entire land. So the entire 5,000 acres EB5 affiliate network has a registered mortgage. Even when a buyer buys a property, he is aware that there is a mortgage on this land. So in case if the developer is not able to repay us, we have the right to go and liquidate his assets. Like I said, these are recorded mortgages, so this is not like a side letter. We've registered them with the city that this land has a mortgage by us. This is the beauty of this project. This is what I really like. So, it's a simple 5-year loan. So your loan actually begins from the day you put your money into the project. So you're not stuck into the project for a minimum number of petitions to be approved or a minimum rate. So your 5 years starts from the day you start investing in the project. This is a nice slide. So in case if I'm investing a little bit later, I have another 5-year period. So each investor will have their own 5-year period. This actually helps the developer as well because he doesn't have to meet like a large sum of repayment at the end of 5 years. The repayment will happen in staggered period. This is the letter from Builders Capital. So Builders Capital is a very well-known private, and it's like an NBFC that we have in India. They funded over $6 billion of projects. As of now, they've got an exposure of $3 billion in the US real estate. So they've done a thorough diligence on this project, and after that, they've agreed to give us a $50 million of revolving credit. We have not utilized the credit as of now. It's just good to have in case if there are delays on the sale or there are delays on the EB5 base. This is like a plan B. So these are the registered mortgages that I spoke about, the 5,000 acres. So it's divided over two. You see the Wohari development land in the yellow, that's around 1,600 acres where we will have the village. The balance 3,400 acres will have all the other activities like trekking, waterfall rappelling, mountain climbing, etc. This is another interesting part. So against the $78.5 million that we are giving as EB5 as a debt, the LTV, the loan to value ratio is 150%. So the value of the land is 3 times the amount that we are lending out to them. So even if the market goes down, we'll still be able to recover every dollar. So for every project, we look at 2 kinds of risk. You have the immigration risk, whether I will get my green card or not, and you have the financial risk. So like I said, it's a fully capitalized project with additional capital from lenders' capital. There will be 44 jobs that will be created by September 2023. 300 jobs are already created in total. 44 jobs per investor. Like I said, construction is already underway. The developer has already spent around $30 million on the project, which has created 300 jobs. In terms of the financial security, it's a pure debt. And this is not an equity project. We've got sufficient collateral, 150% LTV against the EB5. It's got an I-526 approval refund guarantee, which shows our confidence in the project as well. And like I said, it's got 150% LTV. So it's one of the very rare projects that's got such a high ratio of loan to value. So this is how the jobs are calculated under the new regulations. Out of the 10 jobs, at least 1 job has to be direct. So we've hired a guy called EB5 economists, which are approved by the USCIS to do these job calculations for us. Great. So yeah, like I said, 300 jobs are already created. By September 2023, we will have all the necessary jobs. And by the time the project is finished, we will have 44 jobs for investors. Coming on to the next project, which is in a high employment targeted employment area. It's called Salter. So Salter again is a debt project. It's in St. Petersburg in Florida. And what we are raising is $49.5 million as an EB5. This is also a pure debt that we are doing. The total cost of this project is $227.4 million. The best part about this project is that building is already topped out and the entire job creation is done. So the immigration risk is there. Like I said, we have Wells Fargo as the senior lender. They've also deployed $156 million in this project, which constitutes around 70% of the capital stack. And Porter gets a 4.5% interest rate from Wells Fargo. So his credit quality is great. He comes in the top 25 developers in the US. He's done over $15 billion of development. This is a 13th project with them. All our previous projects have been successful. These are the pictures of July 2022. The building has already topped out. What we are doing right now are furniture, structures and equipments and the glass facade.
Just in time. Yeah.
This is how the interiors of the unit look like. It's got an amenity deck, it's got an unobstructed sea view as well. So just before this project, we had another project called 1 Features. It was exactly similar to what we are doing right now. That project also got 100% sold out before it was completed. The same has happened with Salter. And 3 blocks down again from this project, we're doing another similar project with Salter, and we will be raising EB5 on that as well. Like I said, as of April 2022, the entire building is sold out. We received 25% non-refundable deposits against each of its 192 apartments. This is the capital stack of the project. So as you can see, the project is not depending on EB5. Whatever EB5 that we raise will actually replace the senior lender. So Porter does not need the EB5 money to finish the project. It's a good to have because EB5 comes at a cheaper cost of interest to them. Even if you don't raise a single dollar, the entire financing is there. Wells Fargo has already deployed the entire $156 million. Again, we divide the risk across every project into 2 categories: the immigration risk and the financial risk. On the immigration side, it's a fully capitalized project. All the necessary financing is already there. Jobs are already created. On the financial side, it's a secure EB5 debt project. We've got an I-586 approval refund guarantee on this as well. And then all our projects have a quarterly reporting. So, VSC has only made it mandatory this March, but since 2013, all our projects have a quarterly reporting. So the investor exactly knows where the money is, how the fund is progressing. It also gives us an opportunity to ensure and manage tricky situations in advance. These are how the jobs are calculated. I think it's an approved USCIS calculation that we submitted to them and they've approved it already. The project has an EB5 loan repayment guarantee. So what Calder has done is, apart from the collateral as the property, Calder has given us a guarantee from his parent company, which is worth $13 million, and it's got $400 million of liquid assets on that balance sheet. Wherein he says that in case if the project doesn't generate sufficient cash flow to repay or EB5 money, he will use the cash flows of his parent company to repay the EB5. The project has a refund guarantee as well, and the project also has a construction completion guarantee, which takes away the risk of cost escalations. These are again some basic points as to why people like these kind of projects and what we see is selling in India as well. So thank you so much for your time. Samir and I are based in the exhibition hall, next to this place, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. Please feel free to grab our brochures. I've just kept it here, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them at the booth. Thank you so much.